the ghost who terrorized the world. He was called many things: a revolutionary, a soldier, a killer. But the world remembers him by one name: Carlos the Jackal. For 2 decades, his name sent chills down the spines of intelligence agencies across the globe. He was a shadow in the wind, a phantom who brought death to capitals across Europe and the Middle East. This is not the story of a man. This is the story of a ghost, born in fire, raised in blood, and destined for infamy. The Radical Son, Venezuela, 1950s-60s. A boy is born into a wealthy but radical household. His name? Ilich Ramírez Sánchez. His father, a Marxist lawyer, names him after the Soviet revolutionary Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. As a child, Ilich is taught politics before play, revolution before religion. He grows up fluent in ideology. He reads Lenin and Marx while other boys play soccer. By the time he is a teenager, he is already active in the youth movement of the Venezuelan Communist Party. At age 19, he is sent to study in Moscow at the prestigious Patrice Lumumba University, a training ground for young revolutionaries from the Third World. But even among radicals, Ilich is unruly. He is expelled for bad behavior in 1970, but his exile from Moscow is not the end. It is only the beginning. Into the fire, Middle East, early 1970s. Ilich vanishes into the chaos of the Middle East, emerging under a new name: Carlos. He joins the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, PFLP, a Marxist-Leninist militant group fighting for Palestinian liberation. Here, in the training camps of Jordan and Lebanon, Carlos learns the art of guerrilla warfare: guns, bombs, infiltration, assassination. He is no longer a student. He is now a weapon. First Strike, London, 1973. Carlos's first known mission is bold, brutal, and almost successful. December 1973, London. His target, Joseph Sieff, the Jewish billionaire and vice president of Marks & Spencer, a vocal supporter of Israel. Carlos sneaks into Sieff's home, shoots him in the face, but the gun jams. Sieff survives. Carlos vanishes into the night. It is a failure, but also a message. The Jackal is on the hunt. Baptism by blood, Paris, 1975. Fast forward to 1975. French police close in on a PFLP safe house in Paris. Inside is Carlos. They knock. He answers with bullets. 2 counterintelligence agents are gunned down. A Lebanese informant dies too. Paris is in shock. Intelligence agencies panic. For the first time, they have a name and a face. Carlos the Jackal is born in the headlines. The OPEC raid, Vienna, December 21, 1975. It is Carlos's most audacious act. He and 5 heavily armed commandos storm the OPEC headquarters in Vienna during a high-level meeting of oil ministers. Over 60 hostages are taken. Among them, 11 oil ministers from countries around the world. Carlos executes 3 hostages, then issues demands. His goal: to expose Western support for Israel and the corruption of Arab regimes. A plane is arranged. Carlos and the hostages fly to Algiers, then Tripoli, then back to Algiers. Some say a ransom is paid. Others believe secret political deals are struck, but in the end, Carlos walks free, with millions perhaps in global infamy. War on France, 1982 to 1983. Carlos disappears from public view. But his war continues. In 1982 and 1983, France is rocked by a wave of deadly bombings. Carlos, enraged by the arrest of 2 of his comrades, launches a campaign of terror. A TGV train is bombed. A Paris train station explodes. Rue Marbeuf, another target. 11 are killed. Over 100 are injured. The Publicis drugstore attack, Paris, 1974. Though overshadowed by later attacks, one of Carlos's deadliest acts came earlier, in 1974. He tosses a hand grenade into the crowded Publicis drugstore on the Champs-Élysées. 2 die instantly. Dozens are maimed. The city screams. The Jackal disappears. Paris descends into fear. The Ghosts Network, 1970s-1990s. Carlos is expelled from the PFLP, but he is no lone wolf. He builds his own organization, the Organization of Armed Arab Struggle. He becomes a gun for hire for regimes like Libya, Iraq, and East Germany. With multiple passports, disguises, and informants, he becomes untouchable. A phantom in the Cold War's shadows. Fall from Grace, 1994, Khartoum, Sudan. Time passes. The Cold War ends. Regimes fall. And Carlos? He seeks refuge in Sudan. But the world has changed. Western intelligence agencies are no longer restrained by diplomacy. In 1994, French agents with Sudanese cooperation lure Carlos to a clinic for minor surgery. He is sedated, then bagged and flown to France. After 20 years on the run, the Jackal is finally in a cage. Trial and sentencing, 1997, 2011, 2017. Carlos is tried in France for the 1975 murders in Paris. The court finds him guilty. Life sentence tried again for the 1980s bombings, another life sentence tried for the 1974 grenade attack. Guilty again. Third life sentence. Even in court, he is defiant. Carlos said, "I am a professional revolutionary. I am not a terrorist." But history disagrees. Legacy of a killer, Carlos the Jackal, a name once whispered in fear across continents. To some, a freedom fighter. To most, a mass murderer, a symbol of terror without borders. His crimes forced the rise of international counterterrorism. His shadow haunts the intelligence world, too, this day. But in the end, the man who tried to fight empires became a prisoner of time, and of his own darkness. He lived as a ghost. He killed in the name of revolution. He died, not by bullet, but by justice. Carlos the Jackal, the world's most dangerous terrorist.
The case may be closed, but Crimology never sleeps. Like and subscribe to join Crimology and step deeper into the dark with us.